Sure where I was going to be when I was a kid. I think when I was maybe 8 years old, I saw myself playing hockey and being an NHL superstar. And when I was your guys' age, I saw myself doing a lot of different things. I've always known that I wanted to do lots in my life, and I've done quite a bit. I'm still really young, so I see myself doing a lot of other things too. I definitely didn't know exactly what I would be doing, and I don't know what I'm going to be doing in 6 months. So.
I'll choose. Here we go.
What inspired you to be where you are now?
Repeat.
I think that
Repeat the question.
what inspired me to be what I am now, or be where I am now, what I'm doing. A lot of things have inspired me. A lot of people, a lot of students, a lot of kids, a lot of adults, a lot of plants, a lot of animals, a lot of moments, a lot of places.
Name one.
One, my dad.
There we are. No, here's a great follow-up question. He said his dad has inspired him, motivated him to be where he is right now. What's a follow-up question you can ask about that?
What did your dad do to inspire you?
My dad really encouraged me to think critically about everything that was ever presented to me. He always really encouraged me to look at things for myself and come to my own decisions about everything. Even if it was something that people told me was absolutely true, my dad really encouraged me to decide for myself.
How about right there? Right there, yeah.
What does it mean to say copy natural systems? That's a really good question. Natural systems function in a way where they're all helping each other out, and we're never going to be able to exactly copy natural systems because they're so complicated. Natural systems, I don't think humans will ever fully understand, but we can learn a lot from watching them and trying to learn as much as we can about them, and then trying to live in a way that works with them instead of against them. So in a school like this, we can try to create energy systems in the school that function like an energy system in a forest, where all the energy in a forest comes from the sun and the water and the soil and all the animals that live in the forest. So if we create a school that functions with those same energy systems, using the sun and the water and the soil and all the animals that live in this school to give us all the energy we need in this school, then we're trying to copy a forest like a natural system.
Okay, here.
How do you live off the land?
How do you live off the land? Living off the land, we all live off the land, but I think what I meant when I said that is live off the land in this place. Everything we get comes from the land, right? It all comes from the earth. Nothing we get comes from outer space. But a problem is we get a lot of stuff from really far away. So what I mean is I want to live off of a specific piece of land, and that land is here on southern Vancouver Island. I want everything that I use, everything that I eat, everything that I wear, everything that I consume to come from this part of the earth. And I think that's possible.
Okay, well, thank you. Yeah.
How is everything one?
How is everything one? How is everything one? Everything is connected in complex ways. There's some things that are really obviously connected, like right now we're all pretty obviously connected, we're all in the same space, but we're also connected to a lot of other things, like the clothes we wear make us connected to people all over the world. My shoes have come from probably 30 different countries. They've traveled more than I have, and probably more than anybody in this room has. So we're all very connected in very subtle ways, and that connection makes everything sort of a bigger whole.
I love what I'm seeing. People are writing down notes, thinking about important ideas, putting it on paper. Excellent. Who's got the question right around here? Okay, I'll take it there.
How many trees do you think you
How many trees have
have?
I planted? I'm not sure how many trees I've planted. I've planted fewer trees than I have shrubs and vegetable plants and seeds, but I've probably planted a couple hundred trees.
Right there. With your hand up, bud.
What is a natural system?
What is a natural system? A natural system is anything that functions to give life, I think. I feel like everything.
What's a natural system around here?
A natural system around here, so there's, within our bodies are a natural system. Us as individuals, we're natural systems, right? And within us we have a breakdown of smaller natural systems, like our cells are a kind of natural system, and our cells make up organs, and those organs make up our body. And our body is also functioning in larger natural systems. So we're functioning within ecosystems, which are big systems with a whole diversity of plants and animals that work together. And within ecosystems, we have like the Earth as a natural system. And the planet Earth, people say, is like one big system with all these smaller ones within it.
Next, right over there. Yeah.
Pardon me? Have I ever wanted to help developing countries develop? Travel? Have I ever traveled to help developing countries develop? I haven't done any development work, no, traveling to other countries. I have a lot of friends who have done that stuff. I really feel passionately that we need to work to make where we live developed. The whole idea of development I have a lot of issues with. I haven't.
There you go.
What is a revolution disguised as gardening?
What is a revolution disguised as gardening? A revolution disguised as gardening, it looks like it's us using plants and planting a lot of plants to make change in the world. So it means like going out there and planting a whole bunch of trees and shrubs and herbs and all kinds of different things, and creating a world that's a lot more diverse and a lot more beautiful, where people feel like they're more connected to what's around them, and they feel happier and better. And that's a revolution if you can create that change. And
Jordan's got it.
what made me do what I'm doing right now? I've just always really felt inspired to do what I want to do, and so that's what I'm doing. Like I said, a lot of people have inspired me, a lot of places, a lot of plants and animals. It's hard to pin down exactly what it is. I've just followed my dreams, and here I am.
Okay, yeah.
A major goal for me? I'm working with a group of people in Victoria to try to change the way that we design our city so that we can have tons and tons of trees and plants. And what we want to do is tear up a lot of the concrete that is in Victoria right now. There's 60% of the earth around Victoria is covered in concrete, so I see that as a bit of a problem. I'd rather it was covered in plants. So we're trying to encourage that, and we're working with city parks people and the Victoria City councillors to grow more food, especially, and trees and shrubs. And a goal of mine is to see Victoria have tons and tons of plants everywhere.
Just for a little note, you might not use it today, or you might, but it's an interesting question. When you hear someone talking like this, and you say, I'd like to help, a great question sometimes to say is, how could I help? How could we help? But what's your first question? Right there.
What am I planning to do with all the excess concrete? We need to reuse it, right? Recycle it. I don't know what we're going to do with all that concrete. We could break it down, and we could make it into cement again. They do that a lot, and then we could turn those that cement, and we could make it into planter boxes, and we could plant plants on rooftops in cement planter boxes. So instead of the cement being for roads for cars, we could have it on the tops of roofs to put soil in to grow plants. It depends on the year. Every year I've planted more trees, so I really got into planting lots of plants really only like 4 years ago. And every year I plant more. So this summer I'm hoping to plant 50 trees up in Shawnigan Lake. That's a goal of mine, and I've already planted probably about 30 or 40 trees. So I don't know. You think that as we go on that it's just going to get better, and that this whole pollution problem as we go forward is going to get a lot better. And so what do I think is going to be a time when we're going to be a lot better off? And I really agree with what you're saying. I think that there's a lot of potential for us to continually get better. I think the next year things are going to be a lot better. I think in 10 years things are going to be even better. And I think when you guys are my age, like, well, that's probably 10 years away, 15 years maybe, things are going to be really good. And they are going to be that way because you guys are going to help. And it's not just going to be me planting stuff, it's going to be everybody.
Right there.